Okay, let's learn how to use TI-30XS Multiview calculator for basic math. As you see, both of them are same actually. I have a two copy of here. This is basically a software version. This is a physical version. Okay, so any calculator you have, you can actually, after watching this video, you'll be able to know how to use the tab and how to get the answers, okay, according to the question. Now, let's take a look here. What are the information we're going to use? So the delete a single entry. So how do you delete a single entry? As you clearly see, so to delete a single entry, press delete. So where is the delete button? This is the delete button here. So if I press delete button, one entry is going to get out. As you see, one entry is going to be deleted, as you see. So as I continue to do so, now this is no more. But if I press delete, is it going to delete it? No, it's not. Nothing is happening. Why is that? Because when I type this in and I press enter, it's recorded already. For example, let me tell you here, 8 minus 3, enter. Now, as you see, I'm going to press delete. It's not going to get cancelled. Why? This is already recorded in there, right? So I want to cancel out this screen. So to delete an entire screen, we press clear. What is the clear button? This is the clear button. So press clear. Now screen is gone. Now sometimes, even though screen is gone, right, there are some background, the memory, right? So what is inside now memory? What is inside this calculator memory? So we have to erase that. How do you erase or delete? Delete the entire screen with the background memory. Press second 0 number 2. So what is in the background? Let me show you. If you press data, look at this here. This is not, I press delete, clear, it still is there basically. I do this here, clear. I press delete, clear, look, nothing here, and I still these numbers are there. So definitely there are something in the background. So what do? We press second, based on the second 0 number 2, second 0 number 2. Now it's clear. Again, let me show you, second 0. And are you going to reset? Yes, 2. And it's reset. Okay, so that's how actually we use the calculator tab to reset the calculator. Or there is a tab at the back of the calculator. There is a little hole. You can actually press that hard, and also it's reset by itself. Now, how do you exponent and power? So for example, if we have something called like 2 square or 3 square, we can easily use this actually, 2 square or 3 square. We can just put down those x square. But when it is not a square, other than 2 is some other number, then we must press this cap here. So this cap is this one here. So we press the number first, the base 3, and let's clear it, base 3, and I cannot get the power unless I do this, press this cap and press 4. So that's how you type this power in the calculator. You want to get an answer? Yes, we can press enter, and that is going to give us the answer. Okay. Now number 3 is a little bit confusing here, minus and negative. So we want to make sure we understand this one here. I want to actually discuss this a little bit here. So this is called minus. As you see, this is called minus. Why is minus? Because a minus b, or 5 minus 4, if there is a 2 number and in the middle this sign is, we call it minus. So there is a minus button here. This is in the calculator. This is the minus button. Look at this. Let me show you here. If I say 5, this one 4, look what happened. Syntax error. We are not typing it correct way. So this is basically syntax error. So if in between the number there is a sign, we call this sign as a minus. We don't say it negative. By the way, this is a negative in the calculator with the 2 parentheses. Most calculator comes up with this is negative with the parentheses. So I want to use this 5 minus 4. Well, actually, let's do this 5 minus 4, enter. Now it gives me correct answer, as you clearly see. So instead of minus, if you use negative, it's going to give us a syntax error. Now, negative, press this parentheses. So this is the negative, as you clearly see. Okay, negative. When you have only one number, one digit, one variable, and on the left side is this sign, we call it negative. Okay, that is very, very important. When we have one number, okay, when you have one number and variable, anything, and on the left side is this symbol, we call it negative. So this is the difference actually. Some of us get a little bit confused with the minus and negative. So well, if I do this one, let's take a look here. Negative 4 plus 3, this time is going to be 1, as you clearly see. Now if I say minus, look at this here. If I say minus 4, remember it's not going to record it. It's think by default that there's something happened before. So it's recalling those memory actually, and it's subtracted. Look at this here. I'm going to enter it. Definitely there was something before, and you are subtracting down here. So that's something also important to know. So negative is this one, negative 2 minus 3. That's how we come up. This is called negative and this is a minus. Okay, now let's clear it. Now, proper or improper fraction. So how do you type proper or improper fraction? So press n over d. So this is the n over d. Okay, clearly as you see, this is n over d. Now, if we do n over d, that prompts us some, numerator versus denominator. Okay, so the numerator is a little bit portion, and this is the total on the bottom, as you see down here. Now, we can do it two ways. We can just press 1 and arrow it down to 2, or I can do like this: 1 first number, then n over d, then 2, and of course go to the right. Enter, you see 1 like that. Now if we want to do this 1 n over d and 2 and you enter, you can do that also. Okay, now 3 over 2 is the same thing. I can do this one first, 3, go down, 2, enter. Obviously this is not a proper fraction, it's an improper fraction. So, of course, you're going to learn later on how to convert that also. Okay, good. Now, next one is a mixed fraction. So, how do you do this mixed fraction here? Okay, so press second and n over d. Now, there is a whole number and there is a part of a whole number, as you clearly see. Okay, part of a whole number. Okay, so now, 2, I can just do second n over d. 2, I'm going to show you, second n over d. Then you press 2, arrow down to the right, and 1 and arrow down to the down, 3, enter. As you see, this is done. Or I'm going to clear it. I'm going to just press 2, then second n over d, 1 over 3. I can do this way too. Okay, now how to convert mix to improper. Okay, so you have a mixed fraction clearly. How do you convert into an improper fraction? Now, press second x 10 to the power n, then enter. So, what is second button? This is the second button. So, second x 10 to the power n, this is the one here, and enter. Clearly, as you see, it's converted into an improper fraction. That's improper fraction. Okay. How did I do that? Second x 10 to the power n, enter. Of course, this gives me back the mixed fraction. So it's just the other way around. Okay. Now, I'm going to actually show you the next one down here. Improper to mix. Oh, actually, I did that already. Anyway, I'm going to do this again. 7 over 3. Enter. Of course, it's same thing. Now, we want to, if question asks you convert into an improper fraction to mixed fraction, well, the numerator is bigger than denominator, therefore it is improper. So we're going to convert it to mix. Now, how do you get mix? We press, look at that. This is a mix here. The color is matching. So we press second and that color, in this case, x 10 to the power n, enter. That's a mixed fraction, as you clearly see. Okay. Next one, number 9, convert fraction to decimal. So fraction to decimal or decimal to fraction. So clearly, all this is a mixed fraction, doesn't matter, what is it, right? As long as we convert into this, okay, as long as we press this button here, just on the second one from the bottom right column, enter, as you see, it gives us a decimal. Okay, so the one I have, I'm going to type in 25/4. Enter. Of course, this is a fraction. I'm going to have a decimal, so I'm going to use this arrow and gives me 6.25. Clearly, as you see, right? 6.25. All right, so that's how you convert. This is a conversion. Now, there is another way to convert it. 25/4. Enter. Now, fraction to decimal. This is a fraction. We're looking to decimal. So this is a fraction to decimal. So I do second table. Enter. I can do that also. Okay, so whatever you like, you can do that. Now, number 10, I'm going to show you all different way with the fraction. So let's do this, the first one. 1/5. Make sure you go to the right. You don't press plus here. No, it's going to give you wrong answer. Look at that, what happened? It's syntax error. So we're going to go delete it. Go to the right, plus 1/2. Enter. Clearly, it's 7/10. Now, next 1 second n/d, 4/5. Enter. Sorry, go to the right, and minus 1/8. And of course, I can go to the right, or I can just enter. So 67/40. So obviously, this is a improper fraction. Now, next one, 6 times 3/5. Enter. Clearly 18/5, but maybe most probably question is asking decimal. So how are we going to get the decimal? We're going to use this arrow. As you see, 3.6. Okay, so whatever question asks, based on that, we are actually working on. Okay, now letter D. So 1/5. Go to the right, division, 5 and 1/2. So we need a mixed fraction. So second n/d, 1/2. Enter. And of course, we enter is 2/55. It's matching. Good. Now, next thing we're going to do here is converting percentage to decimal, as you see. Percentage to decimal. Okay. So this one, if I have a 2%, so clear it. 2, how do you use the symbol? Second, open parentheses, enter. So second, open parentheses, is going to give you this symbol. Now, if you enter, it gives you the decimal, as you see. Now, we want to get a fraction, we just use this button. Or we can use this second table, enter. But that is extra work. You don't want to do that. This is the best one, actually. Look, you just get fraction, decimal, fraction, decimal, fraction, decimal, right away. Okay, one less steps. Now, number 12, we're going to work it out on this one here, okay? Getting the percentage. Now, if you're looking for percentage, well, as you see, I have the first one, 150. Now, I want to get percentage. What I'm going to do, second, close parentheses, second, close parentheses, enter. Now, it gives me back 2%. Earlier, I had a 2%. So, you can get a percentage just pressing second, close parentheses. Is going to give you percentage. For example, let's say 20. I want to get a percentage. Second, close parentheses, enter. That's 2000%. In other words, you multiply by 100. Okay. Now, convert 150 to percentage. 1/50. I think I already showed you. 150 to percentage. Second, close parentheses, enter. That's 2%. Okay, that's 2%. Now, number 13 and 14. Here you go. So this time we're going to use square root. So, you know, second x squared. So second x squared is going to give us square root, and 36 obviously is going to give you 6 clearly. Now, sometimes we do have something that doesn't give us right away the, like for example, square root of 5. It still is radical 5. So how are we going to get our decimal? So we can just use this double arrow, and it give us the same thing, 2.236, and I said approximately. Every time you round, you get approximate clearly. Okay. Okay, rounding to the nearest given place value. This is one of the important basic in basic math, or important stuff or step in basic math. even though your answer is correct, sometimes for rounding up you get wrong answer. For example, if you talk about money answer, right, dollar amount money, then we should leave our answer by default 100 place. If you look for a percentage, we should leave our answer to the nearest 10. So it's very important or crucial that we understand how to round up. So if you know manually, fine, you don't have to worry. If you don't know manually, you manage to forget, then you can get help of this calculator. Actually, many calculators, including this TI-30XS Multiview calculator, help you to round up so you don't have a problem getting correct answer. Okay, so before I use the calculator, let's see what are the steps actually. So rounding to the nearest place value. So step 1, refresh mode, and then step 2, scroll down to float. Once we do that, well, what is those actually? Let me show you here. So fresh mode, so that is the mode here. And of course, there's scroll down to float. So we're going to use this arrow down one to go to the float, and this is the third one. And then of course we look for, there are so many numbers, 0 to 9. Of course, usually 0 to 3 is most commonly used. Okay, place value. 0 is a whole number, 10th, 100th, 1000th, of course, and so on as you go down there, right? Now, if you look for a whole number, you press 0. Okay, remember there is nothing in the calculator. Once you press 0, still your calculator doesn't understand what to do. Once you press enter, it's going to record it right there. Fixed button, fixed word shows up. That means calculator understood that you are looking whole number. So it's going to return. Every time you do the work, it's going to return you the whole number. Okay, so basically let's go down here. So as you see, 0 for whole number, 1 for 10th, and 2 for 100th, and 3 for 1000th. And we are going to do this example right here. Okay, and we're going to check out with the calculator. If you know manually, you do it, of course, you see the answer. Now, I'm going to actually clear everything. I can do it two ways. First, I ask my calculator to round it up, or I ask my calculator after I type this in, actually. Let's do this. First thing, I already asked my calculator, earlier. You know what? I'm going to actually delete everything. I'm going to do it over. So now fixed word is no more. That means calculator memory is clear. It doesn't know what to do unless we ask the calculator to do something for us. Okay, now I'm going to type this in: 295,489. Enter. Of course, sorry, I didn't put the decimal place, so I must go back and put it down again. So clear. 29.5489. Enter. Notice that it's returned me the same thing. It doesn't do anything. It's just the same thing. Why? Because I didn't ask it to round up for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm looking for whole number. So I'm going to go to the mode. First I go to mode. The step was written earlier, mode, and then I go to the float down there and look into 0, highlight it. It's not recognizing yet, and then I enter. Once I enter, it recognizes me. Now I have to get out from the screen. How do I do that? Because I need to get the answer. So I press clear, enter. As you see, it's 30. So that gives me 30. It's automatically round up because this is a whole number. This is a whole number, and this number is 5 or bigger, so you add 1 to this one and 30. So calculator does it for you also. Okay, now if I look for 10th place, I'm going to do the same thing. Go to mode, go to float. Instead of 0, I'm going to ask 10th place, enter. Make sure I go clear and enter again. It gives me 29.5. Why 29.5? Because 100th place is less than 5. So it stay the same. So 29.5. This is the 10th place. Now I'm going to go 100th place. So again, mode, you go to the float, and of course you go to enter, clear, enter. Now you see 29.55. As you clearly see 29.55. Every time you round up, I want to make sure you understand. We put down approximation or about. Okay, so if you round it up 100, it's about $29.55. Okay, it's about $29.55. We can put down those actually. So these are the dollar. These are the dollar amount. These are the dollar amount. Okay, now I'm looking for 1000 place. So how do you do that? Go to mode and of course go to float and enter, clear, enter. As you see, 29.549, $29,549,000. That's how we read it actually. Well, this calculator is rounding for you actually. Now I said earlier I'm going to show you two different ways. Now I'm going to erase it basically, everything I'm going to erase. Now earlier I said I wrote down I typed the number. Now I'm going to ask my calculator earlier, mode, float, 0, enter, clear, enter. Now nothing is there. I ask my calculator to round it for me where? To nearest whole number. So I'm going to type this now, 29.5489, enter. Look, just like that. So you can do this or that, or it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is how we round up through the calculator. Okay. Next thing we are going to do, get a points. Well, this is going to be crucial when you solve for, when you graph linear equation in two variables. So we can get help, because we needed 3 ordered pair actually. So this calculator is going to be very helpful. This calculator actually allow you to find as many points as you want actually. Okay, so to get a points ordered pairs that satisfy an equation, okay, we phrase the table first. So that's what we do. We phrase in, I'm gonna just erase everything so we don't have anything recorded. So phrase the table. As you see, y equal, so we're gonna put down y equal. As you see, y equal. Now once you phrase table, this gives you y equal. Then type the given equation. So in this case, y equal to 5x minus 3. So 5, this is the x. You can find x, y, z, just x. You want y, you can just keep phrasing actually, right, without any interval. So it just gives you different letters. So I just need x. Now minus, notice that this is a minus 3. Now they said enter, enter, enter. How many times? 4 times. Enter, 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 enter. One more time. As you clearly see, this gives me all those information. So x can be found under the first column. Here you go. So let's take a look here. Okay, so if I look into this one, I already typed this in. Let me show you again. So this is 5x minus 3. Find an ordered pair that satisfy the equation. So these are the x values is given, right? Sometimes we call input 1. This is independent variable. This is a dependent variable. So we're going to find some dependent variables. So how do you do that? So table, enter, 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 as you see. So 0, if it is 0, clearly as you see, if it is 0, what is the -3? Is it -3? Yes. If it is 0, it's a -3, clearly, right? Now if it is 1, it should give you 2. If it is 2, it should give you 7. Now, where I'm going to, and of course, you can just find as many as you want. Any number in the number line is going to work. Now, -1. How I'm going to get -1? Now, instead of going to the positive side, we're going to go up to the left or negative side. So we move upward. Well, in this case, it's not upward, it's going left actually. So as you see, -1 is giving us -8. So -1 is going to give us -8. -2 should give us -13. That's how you can find as many ordered pairs you want. So once you have these ordered pairs, you just graph, plot them in a rectangular coordinate system or graph paper, and you connect those 3 points and you get your equation. Oh, sorry, my apology. You get your graph. Thank you.